Hi, welcome to Edward Box Guitar Tuition. So my classic album inspection today is No Parole from Rock and Roll by Alcatraz. This was released on 15th of October 1983 on the Rockshire label, and it's the first album proper, I think, to feature Yngwie Malmsteen. He was on his Steeler album before this, but he kind of came in late in the day, I think, wasn't involved with the writing as much, and wasn't able to put his stamp on it the way he does this. So for a lot of people, this was their first experience of the great Malmsteen. So it's produced by Dennis McKay, did Stained Class by Judas Priest and Crazy Nights by the Tigers of Pantang. Jimmy Waldo and Gary Shea from New England on bass and keyboards, and Jan Uvina on drums, and of course Graham Bonnet of Rainbow and MSG fame on vocals. So opens with Island in the Sun, which is like a really sort of poppy track. Just moving this forward. I really like this song, and it shows you kind of what Malmsteen sort of lost a bit really as he's gone through his career, because he just pulls off like a lovely 25-second solo on this, 30 seconds. That's all he does. It just fits the song like a dream. It shows off his chops, his passion, his flair, but it's got great structure and melody and fits the song beautifully. But obviously later on he'd have more solos and stretch out more. Graham Bonnet's vocals are great. The band's really good. The keyboards are a bit sort of tinsely, poppy sounding. I think that's one of the problems. The production on the album is tinsely. The clarity's great. I don't think Malmsteen's guitar ever sounded better really. His lead tone and his rhythm tones, almost percussive, really good. Graham Bonnet sing like a bell, bass, keyboards, drums. You can hear them all, good separation, but the drums, like, I mean, they certainly lack power. They're very tepid, the snare sound. I don't think that'll be the drummer. He's a good drummer. So something's gone wrong, really, the production, the mix. I was just reading through Malmsteen's book. Apparently, the Rockshire label put them up and had a lot of money to blow. They had apartments that they put Malmsteen up in, had a big studio, this and that, but it was all, it was all kind of false. I don't know if they were embezzling money from somewhere or something like that. Allegedly, one of the people from the label had an insurance payoff for an accident or something like that. But it wasn't all above board, I think. Second track, General Hospital. This is 4 minutes 49. So this is more of a typical Malmsteen riff using thirds on the A and D string. Kind of more crunchy. Really cool bridge on this, Graham Bonnet. The bridge chorus. He hits those high stratospheric notes that only he can do really, and Yngwie does a great solo. He does a kind of bend and tap thing, which is really nice, kind of a la Van Halen. His tone's so pure on this, it's just so alive, and when he lets rip, he's just so accurate, and like there's just that youthful intensity. I mean, how old is he when he's recording this? 19, barely 20. I think he's 20 in the summer of 83, so he could have well turned 20 when he was playing this. Next track's Jet to Jet. So this is more like a track we might recognise from Graham Bonnet. It's kind of like Lost in Hollywood, type of tempo. Malmsteen, provides the riff, and then it's got a great harmony solo. And again, the tone's kind of different on this. It's almost on like maybe not the neck pickup, but one of the out of phase pickups. It's like really tight and really precise. Really, really cool little neoclassical thing. Interesting lyrics again about Dr. Livingston and stuff like that. I don't know. It's just some unusual lyrics. Graham Bonnet, really good. All the band plays really well on this and kind of captures the Rainbow Deep Purple sort of vibe, I guess. Now you got probably the album's most well-known track, Hiroshima Mon Amour. So over here in the UK, a video for this was featured on the Tube programme. This was the first time I saw Malmsteen. Didn't quite sort of register. Didn't quite get him straight away. It took him. Like the next year, we kind of got Malmsteen about 86 in the UK. Really, he was kind of slagged off by the press a bit for being a Richie Blackmore cologne, which he's not. Apart from how he dresses. This is a great track. Again, you can hear the quality of Malmsteen's guitar. There's little percussive fills, that he's putting in the gaps. And his solo's majestic. Really well crafted with that breakdown. You listen to what he does now, and like this is just, it's perfect Malmsteen. This is the guy who revolutionized guys' guitar in the 80s, and when you hear this album, you know why. And you can hear in his writing style the top progressions as well that were bringing influence on power metal. This is a great track, really cool lyric again. Then Kree Nakuri, This is good. It's got a really cool keyboard line. You can probably tell that Malmsteen's written it, I think. Again, uses the Phrygian dominant mode, almost, Himalayas, it's really cool. Sort of capturing, it's like you're in Nepal or something like that. Great solo. Track 6 on the original side 2 is the only instrumental. It's Malmsteen's first instrumental, apart from Hot Rails to Hell, I guess, the solo before that. Or is that what it's called? I can't remember now. It's called Incubus, so it's pretty straight ahead. It's not like shredding or anything. And then probably the weakest track on the album, I know they play this live a lot, Too Drunk, Young to Die, Too Drunk to Live, 420. Again, this has sort of got the MSG Rainbow vibe. I'm just not as into it, the track, but Yngwie Let's Rip. Then you got Bigfoot next, 4 minutes and 6 seconds. Again, it's using the Phrygian dominant thing. The solo on this is superb, using that classic mode. Sometimes it's referred to as the double harmonic major scale. Or was it the harmonic major scale? For the Phrygian dominant mode. That's the 5th step of the harmonic minor scale. Not double harmonic major, apologies. And he does a great run on this way. He kind of mutes the strings and he does a low E dive, but it's so accurate and aggressive, and you can hear like the contact coming through the speaker cone, through the mic, and into your living room. Again, Graham Bonnet does a really cool vocal. This track is kind of a typical proto Malmsteen track, really. Then another kind of poppy track, kind of mirroring Island in the Sun a bit, Starkile Lane. Quite interesting sort of, I think Graham Bonnet reflects on his childhood, so Starkile Lane's obviously a dress maybe he used to live at when he was a kid. Really cool. Great solo, of course. Really nice melodic harmony line on this on Malmsteen. It's pretty good, this, actually, because he does the harmony line, and then before he goes to the verse, he does some classic Malmsteen shredding. But all his playing's integrated, there's no more lead guitar than you get on Michael Schenker track here or something like that. And if he could have stayed that way and stayed with a great singer, okay, it wasn't a big Graham Bonnet when you're reading the Alcatraz stuff. Graham Bonnet had a drink problem at the time, and there was that battle between him and Malmsteen, who's top dog. And Malmsteen needs to be in charge, but it's just, work with a producer, work with a singer. Not Dennis McKay, obviously, because he hasn't done a bang-up job, but, Malmsteen with a great singer, with a producer, with a band dynamic, has appeal beyond just guitarists, but, as he's gone through his career, he's just, gone to the guitarist. Then it finishes with a power ballad, Suffer Me. Again, this is a really popular track amongst guitarists because he lets rip with a long outro solo. Again, it's a long solo, this, but it suits the end of the album. It's 4:16. Really cool, vocal from Bonnet. So this is a great album. I'd give it, easy 8 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10. I think it would be more if it had more ballsy production. I can't necessarily think, a comparative album, what it could sound like from that time. It's hard to kind of think out loud about that, but like I say, it's just got a tepidness. But I think longer ago on, the more, this is some of my favourite Yngwie playing. Certainly those first, this and the first 3 Malmsteen songs of the trilogy. You've got all most of the stuff he was going to do within those albums, but on this, he's kind of reined in a bit in the band format, and it works a treat. But yeah, Disturbing the Peace. Yeah, first heard this album. Not Disturbing the Peace, No Pro from Rock and Roll, that's the next one. I first heard this album probably back about 89. It took me a while to get around to it because I think I got it on import or something like that. But like I say, as I've gone along, I've grown to enjoy it more and more. 40 years old today. Okay, cheers, thanks for checking out. I'll see you again soon.